Hello everyone. This is Professor Harshada Raite, and today we are going to see two major current trends that are taking over HR in last few years and currently very much trending. The content of this video will cover intelligence in recruitment and data analytics in transforming HR, which is well known. The second part, that is data analytics in HR, is known as HR analytics. So these two are very important trends, or very overwhelming trend that is taking over the HR management. So now we are going to see first trend, that is artificial intelligence in recruitment. But before that, one need to understand what is artificial intelligence. So we will shortly see the definition of artificial intelligence so that we can relate with the coming content. So artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machine that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions. The term may also be applied to any machine that exhibits traits associated with the human mind, such as learning and problem solving. Next, so now what is artificial intelligence in recruitment? Like AI for recruitment is application of artificial intelligence such as learning or problem solving that a computer can do to recruit the function. This new technology is designed to streamline or automate some part of the recruiting workforce, especially repetitive and high volume tasks. For example, auto screen, softwares that applies machine learning to resume to auto screen candidates, or softwares that conducts sentiment analysis on job description to identify potentially biased language. It is the technology which helps to discover new ways of hiring talent. But with this, we need to understand what is the application of artificial intelligence in recruitment. So first application of AI in recruitment is chatbot. One of the latest application of AI in recruitment chatbot is a chatbot. Chatbots are used for automating communication, usually through advanced textual methods. AI powered chatbots provide greater assistance to hiring managers as they employ natural language processing (NLP) for undertaking recruitment tasks like collecting important details from potential applicants, posing job related questions, scheduling interviews, etc. Other than that, chatbots can easily automate the process of screening candidates' resume while offering instantaneous solutions to the applicants in real time. Once all the essential information is gathered by the chatbot, it is fed into the ATS system so that the further measures can be taken by the recruiter. Next application of AI is AI powered video interviews in recruitment. Digitalized video interviews can be facilitating a face-to-face interaction with remote as well as not remote candidates. Another benefit of video interviews is that they allow both recruiters and potential job candidates to save a great deal of time. By conducting AI powered digitalized video interviews, recruiters can effortlessly access the mood, facial expressions, and behavioral traits of the candidate. Next application is automated talent sourcing. Without streamlining the process of talent sourcing, connecting with high performing employees or candidates can be an extremely Herculean and time consuming task. Due to the recent development in AI for recruitment, it has now become possible for recruiters to automate talent sourcing and strengthening their existing pipelines of candidates. With the most advanced AI powered resume recruitment solutions, one can browse through the large pool of candidates' social profiles online to find the best fit for the job without putting any or many endeavors. In addition to facilitating the automation of talent sourcing, hiring, managers can also utilize artificial intelligence to forward personalized message to the candidates and keep them updated. Not only that, AI powered recruitment tools can equip it with all the features that are required for keeping candidates engaged. Next application of AI is talent discovery. Talent discovery can be accomplished through AI in recruitment to better fit to sweep through the existing talent pool for reaching out the potential candidates who has shown interest in previous job openings and applied in the past. HR never know that the candidates in his talent pipeline might turn out to be an ideal fit for the open job position in his firm. Hence, recruiters can make use of artificial intelligence to instantly scrutinize job descriptions and rediscover candidates by searching through the existing ATS database. One of the important applications of the artificial intelligence in recruitment is sentiment analysis. One of the newest application of AI in recruitment, sentiment analysis tools are used by multitudes of recruiters around the world to improve the candidate experience by collecting feedback from candidates in their preferred social surrounding rather than via traditional feedback forms that take a lot of time to complete. Artificial intelligence can easily analyze the sentiments of candidates in better way than the human beings. By deploying advanced procedures like biometrics, computational linguistics, facial recognition, etc., AI-based recruitment management tools make it possible for hiring managers to judge the candidate's sentiments without any scope for error. Recruiters can also make use of sentiment analysis tools to identify biased language at any stage of hiring process. Additionally, they can create catchy job description for attracting a diverse pool of candidates just by effectuous utilizing this technology. Let us see now the benefits of using artificial intelligence for recruitment. The very first benefit is time saving. Saving recruiters' time by automating high volume tasks. Manually screening resume is still the most time consuming part of recruiting, especially when 75 to 80% of resumes received for the role are unqualified. Screening resumes and shortlisting candidates to interview is estimated to take 23 hours of recruitment time for single hire. AI for recruiting represents a boon for recruiters if it can successfully automate time consuming repetitive tasks such as screening resumes or scheduling interviews with the candidates. Another benefit is improving quality of hire through the standardized job matching. The promise of AI for improving quality of hire lies in its ability to use data to standardize the matching between candidates' experience, knowledge and skills and requirements of the job. These improvements in job matching is predicted to lead a happier, more productive employees who are less likely to turn over. The next benefit is better integration of analytics. HR managers get an opportunity to select candidates based on their skills and find right position where abilities of certain candidates are most needed. This new approach not only increases the productivity of business but also motivates candidates to improve their skills. In addition, AI software demonstrates a higher level of accuracy compared to the human recruiters. One of the benefits of the AI is unbiased decision in recruitment. Human intervention always implies a certain share of unconscious or conscious bias. Biased decisions are common problems for all sorts of organizations and AI solutions are able to minimize this element. Companies get a great opportunity to hire only the best candidates based on their real potential and personality as all the decisions are made taking into account the data and resumes only. This is now let us begin with the second emerging trend in HR, that is data analytics in human resource. But before heading, let us go through what is data analytics. We will understand the definition in brief. So data analytics is the science of analyzing raw data in order to make conclusions about the information. Yes, as we have understood what is HR analytics, now we will understand the use of data analytics in HR, which is popularly known as HR analytics. HR analytics is nothing but use of data to inform decision making. The majority of variable of interest regards the human resource in HR. They focus on abstract phenomena and one cannot measure them directly. HR analytics can also be defined as methodology for creating insights on how investments in human capital assets contribute to the success of four principal outcomes, in which first comes A. Generative revenue, B. Minimizing expenses, C. Mitigating risks, and D. Executive strategic plans. This is done by applying strategical methods to integrated HR, talent management, financial and operational data. Now, as we have understood in brief what is HR analytics, the next question that comes to the mind is how does HR analytics drive business value? Because if it is not that important for the business, why would we use HR analytics? And to this, the answer is as HR has access to valuable employee data. There is a great deal of discussion on replicating the consumer experience in the employee experience. Essentially, the data on consumer behavior and mindsets can help to develop strategies to maximize sales by capitalizing on those factors. Similarly, the data useful for HR function can be used to improve employee performance, the employee experience, and in return maximize business outcome. HR analytics could be used to measure investments in reskilling, which will deliver the right competencies to support a new revenue model using data-driven insights to modify the training offering as sales results emerge. This is how HR analytics contribute in developing or to drive the business value. But there are several questions which arise, and with this comes the next question. What matrices does HR analytics measure? A recruiter or a HR must understand which matrices HR analytics should measure to add value to the business and help grow the business. So common matrices measured by HR analytics are as follows, in which first comes revenue per employee, obtained by dividing a company's revenue by the total number of employees in the company. This indicates the average revenue each employee generates. It is a measure of how efficient an organization is at enabling revenue generation through employees. It is very important metric for any business. Next matrix is offer acceptance rate. The number of accepted formal job offers, that is not non-verbal, but divided by the total number of jobs offers given in a certain period. A higher rate above 85% indicates a good ratio. If it is lower, this data can be used to redefine the company's talent acquisition strategy. Next matrix is training expenses per employee. Obtained by this expense can be obtained by dividing the total training expense by the total number of employees who received training. The value of this expense can be determined from measuring the training efficiency. Poor efficiency may lead you to reevaluate the training experience per employee. The next matrix that HR analytics measure is training efficiency, which is obtained from analysis of multiple data points such as performance improvement, test scores, and upward transition in employees' role in the organization after training. Measuring training efficiency can be crucial to evaluate the effectiveness of training program. Next is voluntary turnover rate. Voluntary turnover occurs when employee voluntarily choose to leave their job. It is calculated by dividing the number of employees who left voluntarily by the total number of employees in the organization. This matrix can lead to the identification of gaps in the employee's experience that are leading to voluntary attrition. Next is involuntary turnover rate. When an employee is terminated from their position, it is termed involuntary. The rate is calculated by dividing the number of employees who left involuntarily by the total number of employees in the organization. This matrix can be tied back to the recruitment strategy and then used to develop a plan to improve the quality of hires to avoid involuntary turnover. The next matrix is time to fill. Yes, the number of days between advertising a job opening and hiring someone to fill that position is nothing but time to fill. By measuring the time to fill, recruiters can alter their recruitment strategy to identify areas where the most time is being spent. Next measure or matrix is time to hire. The number of days between approaching a candidate and the candidate's acceptance of the job offer is nothing but time to hire. Just like time to fill, data-driven analysis of time to hire can benefit recruiters and help them improve the candidate experience to reduce this time. Most important matrix that HR analytics measure is absenteeism. Absenteeism is a productivity matrix which is measured by dividing the number of days missed by the total number of scheduled work days. Absenteeism can offer insights into overall employee health and can also serve as an indicator of the employee happiness. And the last measure is human capital risk. This may include employee related risk such as the absence of specific skill to fill a new type of job, the lack of qualified employees to fill leadership positions, the potential of an employee to leave the job based on several factors such as relationship with the manager, compensation, and absence of clear succession plan. HR analytics can be used to measure all the above matrices, and this can help any human resource manager to take efficient and effective decisions. Now we know what are the matrices, how HR works, HR analytics works, and what are the tools that we are going to use. But the next question which comes to HR mind is, what data does an HR analytics tool need to have the analysis and help the human resource manager to take decisions or take necessary steps to improve their business? So in that, first comes the data is nothing but internal data. Internal data specifically refers to the data obtained from the HR department of an organization. The core HR system contains several data points that can be used for an HR analytics tools. The next type of data which HR analytics tool require is external data. External data is obtained by the establishing working relationships with other departments of the organization. Data from outside the organization is also essential as it offers a global perspective that working with data firms within the organization cannot. In that, next comes financial data. Organization-wide financial data is the key in any HR analysis to calculate, for instance, the revenue per employee or the cost of hire. So financial data plays crucial role. Next is organization specific data. Depending on the type of organization and its core offering, products or services, the type of data that HR needs to supplement analytics will vary. Next comes passive data from employee. Employees continuously provide data that is stored in the HRIS, that is Human Resource Information System, from the moment they are approached for a job. Additionally, data from their social media posts and shares and from feedback surveys can be used to guide HR data analysis. This acts as a passive data. Last data which is required for any HR analytic tool is historical data. Several global economic, political or environmental events determine patterns in employee behavior. Such data can offer insights that limited internal data cannot. So with this, we can understand for any HR analytics tool or for HR analytics to take place or work in the organization, data is most crucial ingredient that should be used for decision making, strategy formation, employee well-being, employee happiness, XYZ. Now next comes the HR analytic process. Yes. When you want to adapt any HR analytical process in your organization, HR needs to understand its process first. In that, on the screen you can see process of HR analytics, which consists of 5 steps. First step includes understanding the organization's business goal. Yes, HR analytical tool can be very effective and required for a middle to big organizations where analyzing extensive data can be very tedious. And that is why what are my goals? What vision and mission this organization have should be understood by each HR manager and then decide upon which HR analytical tools should they accept. Next comes identifying the matrices to be analyzed to achieve those goals. As per the requirement and as per the goal of the organization, HR manager should identify which matrices should he or she analyze. So, in previous slide, we have discussed various matrices and depending upon the goal, we can select those matrices for the analysis, which will help our business and human resource to understand its business better. Next steps comes the collecting and analyzing the relevant data. Once we have decided on the matrices, we can collect that data and analyze to take a proper decision or identify the issues and problems or resolve the queries of employee and the organization. It will also help plan the strategies and help plan the future and current operations in the organization. After collecting and analyzing data, we should obtain insights into data, the same step which is linked with it. After analyzing, we will have various type of data with us, which was discussed in the previous slide, that is historical data, passive data, internal and external data, and XYZ. Last step is communicating how this data impacts the organization. After analyzing, HR can come to the conclusion with that data, and that can be used and shared with the organization management as well as with the other departments to identify what are the issues, what are the problems, what are the queries, what strategy and planning should HR manager and other department heads along with the organization management should make. So these are 5 steps of HR analytics process. As we have understood the process of HR analytics, finally we should also understand as an HR the complete HR analytical cycle. The complete HR analytics cycle will make us understand how we should work with HR analytic tools. In that, first step comes create a collective mindset. Yes, before operational and mathematical aspects, HR leader must prepare their teams and organization for workflow driven by the analytics, while discussion with the C-suites for the need of analytics is one part of the change. The other is preparing your team to deal with the amount of data that they will now be using to measure the change. This is crucial aspect of HR's digital transformation as well as company-wide digital transformation. Getting a team started on small projects and asking them to create the reports that they will discuss with the business leader is a good way to begin. The next steps that HR should take is bring in data scientists. The data scientist is expected to become an integral part of HR teams. They are best suited to assess the viability of an analytic solution. They can also ensure the robustness of the statistical modeling and predictions. Next is start small. Yes, HR manager must take small steps. A great technique to convince stakeholders that HR analytics can drive business value is to first implement a small project successfully, called quick wins. These projects can deliver tangible results in short amount of time with high impact. Next cycle consists of get clearance from the legal team. The sort of data collection that HR analytics uses is governed heavily by complying laws. Some legal considerations to keep in mind when implementing an HR analytics solutions are employee privacy and anonymity, consent from the employee about the amount and the type of data being collected, establishing the goal of data collection and informing employee accordingly, IT security, when using third-party software to run HR analytics, location of the HR analytics vendor with whom the data will be stored, and their compliances with local laws. Collaborate with the legal team of your organization to ensure ethics and compliances norms should be followed. The next comes choose an HR analytics solution. This is the last step of the HR analytical cycle. Any HR analytical solution that will be used at scale must have certain components that should help the HR analytics to implement its solution in HR business. With this, we have understood HR analytics and artificial intelligence in recruitment. Thank you so much.